In the quiet moments, when the hustle and bustle of the world slows down, there is a golden opportunity to connect with something bigger than ourselves. Spiritual awakening is not a one-off event, but rather an ongoing journey, which happens when we begin to seek more than simple everyday existence. It's not just about achieving a state of peace or pleasure, but about clearly understanding who we really are and what we came to do in this world. Have you ever asked yourself what the purpose of your life is? What would it take to feel like you are truly aligned with your essence? These questions, as simple as they may seem, can be the keys to spiritual awakening. They invite us to stop for a moment, reflect and delve into our own truth. Deep down, we all carry this search for something deeper and more meaningful, a desire for transcendence that goes beyond worries and daily routine. This awakening process begins with understanding that our body, mind, and spirit are intertwined in ways we often don't realize. Each of these aspects is an integral part of our being, but they often function disconnectedly, like pieces that don't fit together. When we feel disconnected from ourselves, it's easy to lose balance and harmony. Life becomes a sequence of automatic reactions rather than a full expression of who we truly are. To awaken, it is necessary to begin to observe how these three aspects in body, mind, and spirit interact with each other. When they align, something magical happens. We feel a sense of deep peace and an inner clarity that allows us to make more conscious decisions, live with more presence, and, above all, connect with a greater force, with the universe around us. It is essential that throughout this journey we develop a more harmonious relationship with our body. The body is not just a machine that serves the purpose of charging the mind and spirit. It is an expression of our true essence, a sacred vehicle that connects us with the physical world. Taking care of your body not only means satisfying your basic needs, but also recognizing it as a temple of energy and vitality. This involves simple but powerful practices, such as a balanced diet, adequate rest, and above all, listening carefully to what the body communicates to us. The mind, in turn, is the field where beliefs, thoughts, and emotions manifest themselves. When the mind is in constant agitation, it prevents us from perceiving the truth. Spiritual awakening requires that we learn to calm this mind, observe its patterns, and above all, choose more wisely what we feed into it. The practice of meditation and full attention, or mindfulness, is a powerful way to achieve this. When we learn to silence the mind, we begin to perceive what is beyond the internal noise, our true essence, the connection with the whole, and the spirit, which is often the most intangible part of us, is the divine flame that inhabits every human being. It is the point of connection with the universe, with the cosmos, and with something much bigger than ourselves. The spirit is not limited to the physical or the mental. He is eternal, transcends time and space. For many, spiritual awakening means getting in touch with this part of the self, recognizing its immortality and its connection to the whole of life. This journey of alignment requires constant effort, daily dedication. But at the same time, it is a journey of surrender. Surrender to the flow of life. Trust the process and allow yourself to be guided by a greater force that sustains us at every moment. Spiritual awakening is not about doing something to achieve enlightenment, but rather about letting go of that which holds us back from being who we truly are. Practicing daily meditation is one of the most effective ways to begin awakening. By sitting in silence, even for a few minutes, we begin to slow down the fast pace of everyday life and focus our attention on the present moment. This simple act of being present, of connecting with our breath and our inner being, begins to create a subtle but powerful change. Another fundamental practice in spiritual awakening is caring for the environment around us. Nature is a great teacher, teaching us about balance, harmony, and simplicity. As we spend more time outdoors connected to the natural world, we can feel a sense of peace and renewal. Nature reminds us that we are part of something much larger, and that as human beings, we are interconnected with all forms of life. On the path of spiritual awakening, gratitude also plays a crucial role. By cultivating an attitude of gratitude, we begin to see the world in a different, more positive and harmonious way. Gratitude allows us to focus on what we already have, rather than getting lost in the incessant desire for more. It helps us Notice the blessings that often go unnoticed in our everyday lives. The first step to aligning body, mind, and spirit is awareness. We need to realize that we are disconnected and that to move forward, it is necessary to seek harmony between these three spheres of our being. Throughout this journey, the key will be the constant practice of small actions that bring us closer to our true essence. And over time, alignment will come naturally, transforming our lives into a reflection of this inner harmony. Reflect on where you feel there is disconnection in your life. How can you begin to better align your body, mind, and spirit? These questions are the starting point for a transformative path that you are just beginning to follow. When you open yourself to this process, you will be taking the first step towards living a fuller, truer life. The journey of spiritual awakening is not just about understanding deep concepts or reaching heightened states of consciousness. First of all, it is about integrating this wisdom into our body. Our body is the basis of all human experience. It is the vehicle that allows us to live physical life and feel the world around us. Therefore, to achieve true alignment between body, mind, and spirit, we need to start by caring for the body, understanding it not only as a biological structure, but as a sacred link between the material and the spiritual. In many spiritual traditions, the body is considered the temple of the soul. This vision reminds us that our body is not something separate from who we are, but a living manifestation of our essence. Every cell, every heartbeat, every breath carries deep wisdom. The first step to aligning your body with your spirit is to start treating it with respect and attention. The first simple practice we can adopt is self-care. What does it mean to take care of your body? For many, the word self-care is often associated with superficial practices such as beauty or comfort. But true self-care involves listening carefully to your body, realizing its needs, and respecting its limits. When we are in tune with our body, we can notice when it is asking for rest, when it is asking for movement, or when it is overloaded. Self-care is not a luxury. It is a basic need for anyone seeking to awaken and align themselves spiritually. Rest is one of the most powerful forms of self-care. In a society that values productivity and constant action, we often forget the value of rest. When we don't give our body the chance to recover, it loses the vital energy necessary for our well-being. Good quality sleep, taking breaks during the day to relax, and practicing activities that bring us physical pleasure are ways to restore balance and allow vital energy to flow freely. In addition to rest, nutrition is another fundamental way of taking care of your body. What we eat has a direct impact on our energy, our mental clarity, and even our emotional state. Eating in a balanced way with fresh and natural foods is not only a physical choice, but also a spiritual one. Each meal is an opportunity to consciously nourish your body, choosing foods that support life and health. The practice of eating mindfully, savoring each bite and paying attention to what we are consuming can become a form of meditation. Another fundamental aspect of spiritual awakening through the body is movement. The body was not made to be stagnant, but to be active and dynamic. Physical movement is a powerful way to release accumulated tension, energize the body, and promote the circulation of vital energy. It is not necessary to do intense exercise or pursue a rigorous training routine, but rather find activities that connect us with our essence, such as outdoor walks, yoga, dancing, or even gentle stretching. These practices help us restore fluidity to the body and allow the mind to calm down as well. Yoga in particular is a practice that deeply integrates body and spirit. Through asanas, postures that work on flexibility, strength, and balance, yoga teaches us to be present in the body and release emotional and energetic blockages. Furthermore, the practice of pranayama, breathing control techniques, helps us connect the mind to the body and expand consciousness. When practicing yoga, we are not only exercising the body, but also cultivating a state of presence and awareness that allows us to listen to inner wisdom. The body is also a reflection of the emotional and mental state. When we are in emotional imbalance, this manifests itself physically. Stress, anxiety, and anger can accumulate as muscle tension or discomfort in the body. Likewise, when we are at peace, the body becomes more relaxed and flexible. Therefore, to align the body with the spirit, we need to learn to release negative emotions in a healthy way. This can be done through practices such as conscious breathing, meditation, and even therapeutic activities such as massages or emotional release techniques. And when the body is in alignment, it also becomes a reflection of our mental and spiritual health. A balanced body allows us to live more fully, with more energy, more disposition, and more connection with our essence. It becomes an instrument of spiritual expression, allowing us to live in the world more authentically and aligned with our true nature. Another important aspect is the connection with nature. Spending time outdoors, feeling the wind on your face, walking barefoot in the dirt, or simply sitting quietly in a park can be a profoundly transformative practice. Nature has healing and regenerative power for the body and soul. It reminds us that we are part of a larger system, interconnected with all forms of life. When we connect with nature, we feel a sense of belonging and harmony, which strengthens our body and our spirituality. As we take care of our body, we also begin to notice that our mind and spirit begin to align more naturally. The body becomes a bridge between the material and the spiritual, allowing energy to flow freely and us to access higher states of consciousness. Spiritual awakening, therefore, is not a process that happens only in the mind or spirit, but an integrated experience which involves our entire being. Are you taking care of your body with love and attention? Are you respecting your limits and listening to your needs? This is the first step towards a deeper awakening, which not only involves the mind but also the body as an integral part of this journey. The mind is one of the most powerful parts of the human being. It is where our thoughts, beliefs, and interpretations of reality are formed. It is also where fears, doubts, and anxieties can manifest themselves, creating obstacles in our spiritual journey. However, the mind is not just a field of distraction or problems to be solved. When we learn to understand and control our mind, it can become an ally in the process of spiritual awakening. The alignment between body, mind, and spirit requires a profound transformation in the way we deal with our thoughts. Often, the mind becomes a tumultuous place, full of conflicting ideas and beliefs. When we are identified with these thoughts, they can trap us in a limited view of reality. Spiritual awakening, therefore, involves the process of observing the mind without identifying with it, allowing us to access a deeper state of clarity and wisdom. The first step to aligning the mind with the spirit is the practice of self-observation. This means taking a moment to stop and notice what is going on inside our mind. What are the recurring thoughts? What beliefs limit us? Often the mind gets stuck in automatic patterns that we repeat without realizing it. The practice of observing these thoughts without judgment allows us to see that they are just that, thoughts, and not our reality. One of the most powerful tools for calming the mind and beginning the spiritual awakening process is meditation. Meditation is not about forcing the mind to be silent, but about learning to observe thoughts without getting attached to them. When we practice meditation, we train the mind to be more present in the moment, to let go of worries about the past or future, and to focus on the here and now. This practice helps us develop a calmer, more focused, and above all, more conscious mind. Mindfulness, or full attention, is a technique that is based on meditation, but which can be applied at any time of our day. It consists of bringing full attention to the present moment, without distractions or judgments. It can be practiced while eating, walking, talking, or even while washing the dishes. The goal is to be fully aware of every action, every sensation, without the need to get lost in thoughts or worries. Another important aspect of spiritual awakening through the mind is the process of transforming beliefs. Often our limiting beliefs, formed throughout our lives, prevent us from living in accordance with our true essence. For example, the belief that we are not good enough or that we do not deserve to be happy can create deep blocks in our journey. Spiritual awakening involves questioning these beliefs and replacing them with others that empower us and allow us to live a fuller, more authentic life. Practicing self-compassion is one of the most powerful ways to transform the mind. Instead of judging ourselves harshly for our mistakes or failures, self-compassion teaches us to treat ourselves with kindness, patience, and understanding. When we are able to fully accept ourselves with all our imperfections, we begin to free our mind from the weight of judgment and self-criticism. This process of acceptance and self-love is a fundamental part of spiritual awakening, as it allows us to live more authentically and freely. Furthermore, gratitude is a mental practice that can profoundly transform our perception of life. When we cultivate gratitude, our mind begins to focus on blessings and positive experiences instead of difficulties and problems. Gratitude helps us realize that even in the most challenging situations, there is always something to be grateful for. This brings us a sense of balance and inner peace that is essential for spiritual awakening. The mind also plays a fundamental role in how we perceive the world around us. When we are in tune with our spiritual essence, we begin to see life in a different way. Situations and people that previously caused us stress or irritation begin to be seen with more understanding and acceptance. The mind, when calmed and transformed, begins to reflect our true spiritual nature, a nature of peace, love, and wisdom. It is important to remember that spiritual awakening does not mean the absence of thoughts or the elimination of emotions. It does mean learning to deal with them in a more conscious and balanced way. When the mind is aligned with the spirit, it no longer becomes a field of internal battles, but a space of clarity and wisdom. It begins to work in harmony with the body and spirit, allowing us to connect with the flow of life in a more fluid and natural way. The key to spiritual awakening is the integration of these aspects: body, mind, and spirit. When we align our mind with our deepest essence, we begin to perceive life with more clarity, with more presence, and with more peace. The mind, which was once a field of confusion and turmoil, becomes a tool of wisdom and discernment. How has your mind impacted your spiritual life? What thoughts or beliefs can you begin to transform to allow for greater alignment with your spirit? These are questions that, when explored honestly, can open doors to an even deeper journey of awakening. When we talk about spirit, we are not referring to something intangible or distant. The spirit is our deepest essence, the one that is beyond thoughts, emotions, and the physical body. He is what connects us to the whole, to the universe, to life, in its entirety. Spiritually awakening is essentially getting in touch with this essence and the divine energy that flows through everything that exists. The spirit is not something that needs to be found, as it is already within each of us. However, we are often so disconnected from our true essence that we fail to perceive it. The spiritual quest, then, is the process of remembering and rediscovering who we really are. We are not just the body, nor just the mind. We are spiritual beings living a human experience. When we align our body and mind with our spirit, we begin to live in accordance with our true nature. One of the main obstacles on the path to spiritual awakening is the belief that we are separate from the universe or something greater. Spirit, however, reminds us that we are part of an infinite whole which is in constant flux and interconnection. This perception of unity is one of the keys to awakening. When we see ourselves as part of something bigger, our view of life expands and we begin to understand that every action, every word, and every thought has an impact on the whole. We are, in fact, responsible for our role in the world. Practicing deep meditation is one of the most effective ways to get in touch with the spirit. Through meditation, we can move beyond the racing mind and enter a space of inner silence where we can feel the presence of our spiritual being. In this space, there are no judgments, no expectations, just the experience of the present moment in its purest and truest form. Meditation helps us transcend the ego and connect with the universal consciousness that permeates everything. Another important practice for spiritual awakening is prayer or silent contemplation. Regardless of your religious or spiritual tradition, prayer is a way to open your heart and mind to something greater. Prayer does not need to be a rigid formula, but an expression of gratitude, love, or a request for guidance. It helps us feel a connection with the divine, with the universe, or with the greater force that governs life. When we pray, we are recognizing our interconnectedness with everything and everyone, and opening ourselves to the wisdom that comes from beyond ourselves. A metaphor that can illustrate this connection with the spirit well is the image of a tree. The trunk of the tree represents the body. The roots represent the mind and the leaves represent the spirit. Although each part is distinct, they are all connected and depend on each other for the tree to grow and flourish. Likewise, body, mind, and spirit are different, but they are all interconnected. In order for us to live a full and aligned life, we need to ensure that all parts are nourished and in harmony. By aligning the spirit with the body and mind, we begin to perceive the world in a more spiritual way. Every little detail of everyday life comes to be seen with a look of reverence and gratitude. The simple breath, the song of birds, the touch of a helping hand, all of this becomes sacred. Spiritual awakening allows us to realize that we are surrounded by miracles all the time, and that every moment is an opportunity to experience divinity in action. It is important to remember that spiritual awakening does not mean being free from challenges or difficulties. On the contrary, it is often in difficulties that our spirituality is tested and reinforced. True awakening happens when we are able to maintain our connection with the spirit, even in moments of suffering or uncertainty. It is in these moments that trust in something greater becomes essential. Faith is not about having all the answers, but about trusting that there is a greater purpose behind each experience. The practice of silence is also fundamental for connecting with the spirit. In our everyday lives, we are constantly bombarded by external stimuli, sounds, images, words, information. This constant flow of data can disconnect us from our deepest essence. Silence, on the other hand, allows us to listen to the inner voice, the one that guides us on our spiritual journey. When we pause and silence our mind, we make space to listen to what our spirit has to tell us. Another way to cultivate a connection with spirit is through the practice of gratitude. Gratitude helps us recognize the blessings in our lives, even in the simplest situations. When we are grateful, we are aligning ourselves with the positive energy of the universe, recognizing that life is a precious and sacred gift. Gratitude allows us to see the beauty in everyday life and reminds us that we are constantly supported by a greater force. Spiritual awakening also invites us to live more authentically. As we align with our spirit, we begin to notice where we are being false or where we are straying from our truth. Spiritual alignment requires courage to be who we truly are, without fear of judgment or rejection. When we live in accordance with our true essence, we begin to experience a sense of inner peace that is not dependent on external circumstances. Spiritual awakening is a never-ending journey. There is no end point, but continuous evolution. Each step we take brings us closer to our essence, but there is always more to learn, more to discover, and more to experience. The journey is, therefore, a path of self-discovery, expansion, and connection with something much bigger than ourselves. Spiritual awakening does not just happen in moments of meditation or during special moments of introspection. The true test of spiritual awakening is the ability to integrate connection with body, mind, and spirit into all areas of our daily lives. No matter where we are or what we are doing, true spirituality manifests itself when we are able to live in alignment with our essence, with our true nature, at all times. For spiritual awakening to become a constant practice, it is essential to create a routine that nourishes all parts of our being. This starts with the body, which needs daily care. Healthy eating, physical exercise, and adequate rest are essential to ensure that the body is in tune with the spirit. A healthy body provides the energy necessary to live fully, and when we are physically well, our mind also tends to be clearer and more balanced. Daily meditation, which we have already covered in previous parts, is a powerful tool for keeping your mind in balance. However, it does not need to be an isolated practice. We can incorporate meditation into our daily lives, making it a way of life. This can be done in moments of silence, during a walk outdoors, or even while carrying out simple activities such as taking a shower or washing the dishes. The idea is to be present in the moment, aware of every sensation and every movement, with a calm mind and an open heart. Furthermore, self-knowledge plays a crucial role in spiritual integration. When we know ourselves deeply, we are better able to recognize what takes us away from our spiritual path and what brings us closer. Self-knowledge allows us to notice patterns of behavior and beliefs that may be limiting our growth. When we become aware of these patterns, we can actively work to change them, replacing them with attitudes more aligned with our true essence. Another fundamental aspect of spiritual awakening in everyday life is the practice of gratitude. Cultivating gratitude is not just about being grateful for the big blessings, but also for the little things in everyday life. Gratitude transforms our view of the world, allowing us to see the good and beauty, even in the most challenging situations. When we are grateful, our energy changes, and we become more receptive to the blessings the universe has to offer. Gratitude is a simple yet powerful practice that connects us with the divine flow of life. Compassion, both for ourselves and others, is also an essential practice on the path to spiritual awakening. Being compassionate means recognizing the humanity in everyone, including ourselves. We are all on our own journey, and we often face challenges that can make us feel alone or lost. Compassion reminds us that we are all connected, that we are all worthy of love and forgiveness. Practicing compassion helps us keep our hearts open, even in the face of adversity, and strengthens our connection with the Spirit. A powerful way to integrate spirituality into everyday life is to connect with nature. Nature is a reflection of universal harmony and perfection, and spending time outdoors can be a profound way to reconnect with the divine. If possible, spend time in a natural environment, whether in a park, on the beach, in the mountains, or in a garden. Breathe. In the fresh air, notice the trees, sky, flowers, and animals around you. Nature has the ability to calm the mind, inspire the spirit, and remind us of the grandeur of life. Spiritual awakening also involves understanding that our journey is not linear. There will be moments of great clarity and moments of doubt. There will be moments of inner peace and moments of turmoil. This is part of the growth process. Instead of trying to avoid difficult moments, we must learn to accept them and see them as opportunities for learning and transformation. Each challenge is a chance to deepen our understanding and strengthen our connection to Spirit. When we are deeply aligned with our inner being, our life begins to reflect this harmony. Relationships become more authentic, our choices more conscious, and our purpose clearer. We are no longer acting based on external expectations or past conditioning, but based on an internal wisdom that guides us in a calm and natural way. We live with a deep sense of peace and trust, knowing that everything is part of a greater plan and that we are exactly where we need to be. Ultimately, spiritual awakening is not a final destination, but an ongoing journey. As we grow, our connection with Spirit deepens, and our lives become more aligned with our true essence. The purpose of spirituality is not to escape life, but to live it fully with presence, love, and awareness. Each day is an opportunity to expand our consciousness and come closer to our divine nature. By integrating spiritual awakening into everyday life, we begin to live in a lighter, freer, and more authentic way. Our mind, body, and spirit become a perfect reflection of our inner being, and we begin to experience a life full of meaning, peace, and joy. Spiritual awakening is, therefore, a continuous process of alignment, acceptance, and connection with the universe. I invite you to continue this journey of spiritual awakening by exploring the topic even more deeply in our next video on how to recognize the signs around you. Until then, may you continue to integrate every aspect of your being in harmony and peace.